Moving forward, we have this mucormycosis. So mucormycosis was in news during the time of the COVID pandemic, and this is a disease. This is basically a fungus infection, fungal infection. So make sure when you discuss a disease, as we have seen before, we should try to find out whether it is a viral, whether it is a viral disease or a fungal disease or whatever, right? So this kind of categories are very important, and it has been categorized as an epidemic disease under the Act of 1897. So mucormycosis, this infection, this can be very fatal, and this infection is caused by a group of molds called mucormycosis, which is abundant in the environment, and it mainly affects people who have already got some serious health issues and who are already taking medicines that lower the body's ability to fight germs and sickness. And this is also called black fungus. And recently, many people in the past, when this second wave was striking, second and third wave was striking hard in India, and many COVID people, who were already suffering with the post-COVID symptoms, they came to they came to catch this black fungus disease. And speaking about the symptoms, which are very important whenever we discuss a disease, pain and redness around the eyes or nose, fever, headache, coughing, shortness of breath, etc. And regarding the transmission, this occurs through inhalation, inhalation, or ingestion of spores from the contaminated environment. And importantly, this does not spread between people or between people and animal, right? So there is no people to people transmission. This is something very important, and this are the important ideas we should form whenever we come across a new disease. And mainly, you can avoid this disease by not going to areas like with a lot of dust, like construction sites or excavation sites, and unnecessary visits to hospitals can be avoided, and avoiding direct contact with the water damaged buildings and flood water after hurricanes and natural disasters, and avoiding activities that involve close contact to contaminated soil, right? So these are the area where a person get to catch this fungal infection, and this should be consulted with the prescription of antifungal medicines, and in some cases it may go for a surgery. And regarding the these are the other kind of fungal infections we have. So mucormycosis is known as the black fungus. We have white and yellow fungus respectively. White fungus, this is also called Candidiasis. So when this fungal infection happens at private parts of our body, there is a white color discharge. That's the reason this is known as the white fungus. And yellow fungus is derived its name from the yellow pus that formed in the area wounded by this infection, fungal infection. That's the name yellow fungus. Then we have this aspergillosis, is caused by a common mold. So what do you mean by a fungi? We have examples of fungi like yeast, rust, the truffles, molds, mushrooms, etc. So by fungi we mean basically a eukaryote which are responsible for the decomposition and the nutrient cycling through the environment. And what do you mean by this eukaryote? Eukaryotes are basically single-celled or multi-celled organisms which with a distinguished membrane-bound nucleus. So this is the definition of eukaryotes, and you can see the image between the distinction between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So you can see this membrane-bound nucleus.